Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I'm making another video on the Gardevoir EX deck, in particular how you can upgrade the Gardevoir EX deck once you get to tier 14 by adding in the additional cards that the Pokemon gives you on the Premium Battle Pass. So I'm adding in all of the additional new cards Pokemon gives you. The idea is these cards should all make the deck better, so there's no decision about what cards to add. My only decision making is in terms of what cards to cut. So let's go over the changes to the deck list, and then we'll see how it functions. So Gardevoir EX, know what it is, not going to talk about it, but they now give you a third copy of Gardevoir EX, which I've included in the deck. It does give some protection against having one prized, having to discard one early in the game, so I think there's some value there. And they also give you one Radiant Tsareena. That's for its elegant heal ability. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon, so make things a little tankier. When you accelerate from Gardevoir EX's ability, you put 20 damage on the Pokemon, so you can remove that 20 damage from the Pokemon. So it has some value there, making things tankier. And then they give you a 3/3 Shadow Rider line, and this is certainly a tanky Pokemon, 320 HP, not a 3-prizer. So do 3-prizers right now feel a little bad often, but it's a solid Pokemon. Its Backgeist attack does 10 plus 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to all your Pokemon, so Gardevoir EX lets you really get this set up to big damage quickly. But it also has the Underworld Door ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Psychic Pokemon. If you do, draw 2 cards. So another way to accelerate energy. I'm not sure if you really need both ways to accelerate energy. They obviously are different, so it can be helpful, but not sure if that's really what you want. And then the Shadow Rider V, usually it has 2 attacks. The first one can be useful against a deck like Mew. Shadow Mist attack. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any special energy or stadium cards from their hands. So you can really kind of disrupt your opponent that way with things if they're relying on special energy. So how did I make room for these cards? In terms of Pokemon, I cut all of the Drifblim. That's the stage 1. There were 3 of those, and I cut 3 of the 4 Drifloon. Now, I was a little harsh on Drifloon in my initial Gardevoir EX deck, so a little apology to Drifloon. I think you do have value. Balloon Blast does 30 damage per damage counter on this Pokemon. So if you have Gardevoir EX in play, you can get 3 energy on it, does 60 damage to it, and you're doing 180 damage on this basic single prize Pokemon that you can get energy on in 1 turn. Then there's 3 trainers the deck gives us. One, they give us Forest Seal Stone, a terrific card which lets you, its V-Star ability lets you search your deck for any 1 card. That's your V-Star power for the game. So very nice card there. They give us 4 of that Battle VIP Pass. Let you search. You can only use it on turn 1, but you search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them on your bench. Getting cards into play at the start of the game is one of the difficulties I found with the Gardevoir EX deck from tier 0, so this will certainly help with that. And then, as the game goes on, since you're discarding things with the Kirlia engine, discarding Battle VIP passes is useful for sure. And then they give us 2 Jacq, which is an improvement over the Arizus. I cut the 2 Arizus. Arizu searched for 3 of evolution Pokemon, but they couldn't be rule boxes. Jacq searches for 2 instead of 3, but there's no limitation on the type. So in other words, they can be rule box Pokemon or non-rule box. So Jacq is better because we have Gardevoir EX, we have the Shadow Rider Vmax, so I can get those as well as the Kirlias or the Gallade in it. So what other cards? So I cut the 2 Arizu. I cut 1 Research from 4 to 3. I went from Old Cemetery to 2 to 1. I attempted to cut it all together, but Path really shuts the deck down. It shuts down both Shadow Rider and Gardevoir's ability. So I kept one Old Cemetery in to bump Path for hopefully 1 critical turn. And there are times that comes in useful. Arven, I went from 4 to 2. It's a nice card, but it's not that critical. And then I cut the Vitality Band, Defiance Band, and Lost Vacuum also. So let's jump in and see how the deck works. Hopefully I can show off the deck with a couple good and exciting games here. I think, I would not choose Shadow Rider as the partner for Gardevoir. That's obviously what Pokemon's done, so that's what I'm doing here. But you know, the deck is solid. It's not the best build though. You really want to have probably a Zacian V. That's a very nice attacker. You probably having the single prize Gardevoir to evolve to as an attacking option also is nice. Let's see if my opponent loads. It might be an auto win for me. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if it's an auto win, it's not exciting gameplay, but obviously a win's a win, and then I'll jump back in for a second game. Usually, if it hasn't begun to load, my opponent hasn't loaded by now, it's going to be an automatic concede from them. That's one of the issues with Pokemon. You know, I mean, with Live certainly isn't where it should be. But, you know, most of the glitches are cosmetic. But there are certainly gameplay glitches too. And some people seem to have them a lot more than others. I'm not sure what the issues are. I'm not sure how well the development team is looking into it to figure out what's going on. There are certainly problems with the game. They know that. I'm certainly concerned that the code is poorly written. I always felt like PTCGO, it needed to get redone and not just updated. So in one sense, this was, you know, started as a good idea, right? Pokemon doing it themselves could be more responsive to issues and such. But obviously, this learning curve or getting started has been very difficult. We'll see where it ends up. So anyway, got the concede because my opponent couldn't load. Now, one of the things that I'll say is if you have a game where there's a major glitch, you should exit out of Pokemon and completely and reload it. Otherwise, you're more prone to having glitches recur. I don't think in that case the glitch was at my end of things, so I don't think I need to reload. If you have issues where you can't, like sometimes you can't grab a card from a search mechanic, talking with 10 Types earlier today, he was playing a Lost Zone deck with his Comfy, and he couldn't, so he wanted to grab the energy and put it in his hand to discard the other card, or have the other card go in the Lost Zone. It wouldn't let him grab the energy, so he had to take the other card and then Lost Zone the energy. Ultimately, you know, with Lost Zone, if you run out of energies, it becomes an auto loss, and that's what happened to him, right? It kind of forced him into an auto loss situation. So not a bad. I mean, I gave a mulligan, so my opponent will get an extra card. They'll obviously see some knowledge about that too. I have Battle VIP Pass. That's nice. Level Ball. Probably. I have research, so I probably don't need to save the Level Ball for Kirlia. So I go first, which is good. My opponent will probably. Oh, that's very nice. So, so I'll throw down 2 Shadow Riders. I still probably want to research, right? That's the question, right? I'll throw down 2 Ralts. I don't need 3 Shadow Riders into play initially, probably, right? Okay, so my Radiant Tsareena's prized. What do I want to do here? And I will attack. The problem is getting big damage up quickly with this deck can be problematic. I'll attach to the V. I'm not sure. One of the difficulties I'm going to have is attacking and getting it out of the active if I need to. There's a good chance they're going to be able to attack this turn, and they'll obviously knock out my Ralts if that's the case. I might need to retreat my Pokemon from the active, because if I get the Vmax, the Shadow Rider Vmax into play, it can only accelerate to the bench Pokemon. I do have a Rare Candy, so it's possible I could get a Gardevoir into play with the Jacq if I wanted to. I don't really know if I want to do Youngster, shuffle your deck, draw 5. So an interesting card, certainly has some value. Shuffle your hand in your deck. Certainly, you know, from the old theme deck, Cynthia was a very nice card. Shuffle your hand, draw 6. Shuffle your deck and hand into your deck, draw 6. So I think my opponent's not attacking, right? They're not going to get 3 energy. If I'm right on this turn, they're planning on tanking a hit. So that's not terrible. So I think I want to research here. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll grab a Kirlia and just research. I'm going to not use... evolve. I'm going to keep the Ralts in the active. I'm going to discard the energy. I think this gives me the most outs to getting off a valid attack. All right, that's not bad. So I will get rid of Battle VIP Pass because I don't have, that's no value to me. I might have discarded an energy. Let's see what I get here. So got another energy. I do have Forest Seal Stone, so that's useful too, actually. I'm going to accelerate to my Shadow Rider. I can attack this turn if I want, so that's nice. They can't one-shot my... All right, so I actually could... what do I want to do? I think I want to get something else into play here. Getting another Vmax into play would be nice too. It would allow me to accelerate my other energy. So I'm going to Kirlia something away. I think I'll Kirlia away the Jacq. Because I think I like the cards I have. And research next turn seems like a nice option. All right, so that's pretty nice actually. So I think I want to... I can attach by hand to the active, right? I didn't attach for turn, so I don't need to use Shadow Rider's ability, but I have to make sure I have that energy to accelerate. So they sent up that, which is the smart play from them for sure. So I want to... make that play. I want to get a Vmax down. And I probably want to throw down the V onto the bench, right? So, oh no, I don't have... Well, no, I can't. I'm not guaranteed to do that because I need to get an energy onto the active. And I might need to use Fog Crystal for an energy. If I hit an energy off of this card here, then... And I did not, so I get the energy here. That's okay. Right. So not bad. Not bad. Okay, so I take a prize. I mean, things started off pretty well for this deck. The opponent's not going to be able to one-shot me, I'm pretty sure. If they can one-shot me, then I'm in a lot of trouble, of course. But let's see what happens. So, and I have Gardevoir. I have Gallade to get into play. So I like this hand. We'll see. I might get judged, of course. That'll make me sad. This is a very nice hand. At this point, I will bury. Wow, a bury. So that's, which is a draw 3, right? So this could be a fairly sketchy deck. I mean, the youngster is unusual. Bury just doesn't seem great. So maybe it's someone with a newish account that doesn't have a lot of pieces. Now they have Arceus, but they did give us Arceus before. I don't remember which art it was. I don't know if this was the art that they gave us from the World's deck or not. We'll see. Well, we won't see about that. You can check on that, but we'll see how this game goes. So they're star birthing now. The problem is I don't know if they can attack with Arceus. Right, so Magnezone. So they could attach with Magnezone if they get a second energy on. So Path to the Peak, that's my big enemy here. That is a big, bad, ugly card for me to see. But I used my Forest Seal Stone, right? So I think I still have Stadium, right? I haven't played it. So I will play him. Okay, I'll use my Nest Ball, right? Want to thin out my deck before. Let's see if I have the Stadium in here for one thing too, right? I do have the Stadium, so I'm going to toss down a Shadow Rider. Then I'm going to use Kirlia. That's right. I was thinning there, so I want to discard probably an Arven. You know, getting rid of like a Roxanne and stuff. Hopefully, I'm gonna be playing from the lead. I am now. All right, so I do 130. I think I want to get the energy 2 in the discard, right? Yeah, I think I just want to research. Hopefully I hit my stadium. I did get the stadium, so that is quite nice for me, for sure. I could evolve my Ralts to him, but I don't want to do that at all. All right, so let me start tossing around some energies. I got to be careful I don't deck out here, though, too. So let me see. Well, that's a lot of energy there, right? So 160, 70, 80, 90. So I'm not going to get the... I don't believe I can get the knockout no matter what, right? What do I want to do here? Do I want to... All right, so what am I doing here? I can do 220. I could... Do I want to attach another energy by hand? I might want to do that, right? I'll attach to Gardevoir. I'm not sure there. 250. Oh, wait, I can do one more, right? I can do one more. Now, I might... I really run the risk of decking out, though, I got to say. But I do get the knockout, so I think... Oh, and I do have that. Okay, so that is very nice. So I do... Okay. So I take knockout now, so that's a big plus for me. So now I'm up by 3 prizes. One thing's to be aware of, I'm down to 6 cards in deck. So that means I need to close up this game quickly. I'm not going to be able to one-shot the Magnezone. I could boss for game, though, right? Did I discard a boss, by the way? I did. I have Pal Pad, though, so I can boss, knockout, boss. My opponent, though, could see what happens here. I've obviously got through my deck very quickly. I really turboed through the deck here compared to my opponent. I'm just in the state of... I have to be careful, or I'm in a state of don't deck out. So they drew some cards. What does that do here? They look at the top card of their deck. So a very odd deck, I will say. I'm glad it's not Path, right? Because this helps me out for sure. I probably boss something up. I mean, I could hit into him, and then if I knock him out next turn, it's game. But probably take out the Miraidon EX, I think, is the plan. And then I have guaranteed access to boss the next turn. Oh, okay. Well, that was pretty effective there, wasn't it? Yes, it was. So that's a concern. So maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to attack with Gardevoir. That's right. He does huge damage to that first attack, doesn't he? So if he bosses me, I lose, right? I don't like that. I don't like losing. I definitely don't like losing, right? Fair to say. All right, so I will evolve him. I'm going to want... Now I have Roxanne there, right? And boss. So I'm going to want a Roxanne this turn. So I can get that with him. All right, I will attach. I was trying to think this through here. Because I don't win in one turn, right? So Roxanne. I need to get one more energy on my active, which is okay. I might want to accelerate some more energies too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I want to toss down one more energy. What do I have in there? Do I want to get him into play? Sure. I really don't know if I do, actually, right? So I need one more. I need to get... I guess I need to put one energy there. Put one energy there. So I can attack with that. I don't know if I needed that one. I didn't need that one, and that might have been a mistake, right? That could be my undoing. We will see what happens here. So 190, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3. That might have been, maybe I should have attached that other energy. I think I should have. I think I should have attached their energy now that I think about things. Because I might not be able to win next turn. No, I can knock out, no. I'm overthinking things again. I can knock out Magnezone next turn, guaranteed. Obviously, they could win, right? If they boss, they win. So that's my biggest problem here. Boss, they have game. Therefore, the extra energy might have been a mistake for that, right? But we'll see what happens. I have boss in hand. I have Gallade. I guess they could, if they gusted up my Gallade and were able to disrupt my hand, that's what would cause me trouble. And the Gallade, I have a problem. I have to get it out of active, which is an issue too. But again, I'm in the better position here. So what does this one do? They're playing some odd... oh, that's what plays them before. So they drew some more cards. They're not playing boss, so that's good. Great Ball. Now, I like Great Ball. Excuse me, I'm drinking some just because my throat's really raw from allergies still. I think the allergies turned into a bit of a cold. All right, so they're retreating. They're not going to knock me out, so I have boss game, right? And they use a supporter, so they can't boss me up. So I am feeling pretty comfortable here. But I was saying I do like Great Ball. It's not as good, I get it, as some of these other cards, as Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Incense, Nest Ball, right? It's not targeted, but it's still pretty good. I always felt it was decent before, too. There were decks that I think it has value, and it doesn't have value in every deck. I'll make that clear. But I believe this is game, right? So he's got 140. So I will... No, wait, that's not game at all, is it? That's okay. That's okay. So I need to... Should I get one more energy in play? I think I should, right? I have 4 prize. No, that because it's not a Vmax, silly boy, right? So I will just attack, take the knockout. Again, I can't let my 3 prizer get knocked out or I lose. So now my opponent's down to 1 prize. I have boss in deck. I have Gardevoir. I would have liked to get that Radiant Tsareena into play sooner, for sure. Because I could have healed things off. I'd feel safer about my Vmaxes. Now, I have enough energy that if they can get the Magnezone EX, I believe it knocks me out, right? 50, it does massive damage, but they're probably just going to take 2 prizes here. They don't knock out. The Arceus certainly does not one-shot my Vmax. Does 200. It does 180, actually, with the reduced damage. So I have access to boss. I will just send up a Shadow. I assume they'll knock out my Gardevoir EX. I send up Shadow Rider, and I gust up something. See what they have, right? Did they play supporter this turn? I don't think they did, right? So if they get boss, they could boss and get game, right? So like they get to see an extra card here. They discarding, just trying to thin trying to get that boss, right? Boss for game is their plan. I don't know. Did they play? Have they played any boss? No. I mean, I assume they play boss. They're playing some unusual supporters. Aceril's Premonition, Berry, and Youngster. So don't know what they're going to play, but we'll see what happens. So as it stands now, let's just set up Shadow Rider boss game. They're retreating, so they're putting up their tankiest Pokemon, which I can understand that. They're hoping to get boss for game, right? And I get that. They're hoping to get boss for game. They missed that. The problem at this point, yeah, so they ran out of options, so they're using their supporter for Clara just to try to set up. They know, I don't know if they know that I have boss and guaranteed boss. They know I have the Gallade, right? Honestly, gusting up Gallade would cause me some troubles. Okay, well, there we go. So they passed, so that's nice for me. Buddy catch, get boss. I just need one prize, so I'll just take out the barrel there, right? Good game, my opponent. They did what they could. They have played an odd deck. I'm not going to say great deck to my opponent, but they played it solidly. Might have played it more solidly than I did. Even I'm not. I was a little confused in that game for sure. My thought processes got a little. My wires got a little crossed in my brain there, but was able to get the win. And we'll do one more game. That was a long game, certainly, which makes for a long video. So that's actually 2 wins, right? The first game was, quote game, was one where my opponent didn't load. So we'll see what happens here. See if I can make it 3 for 3. Hopefully get an interesting game, right? That is kind of the biggest thing to me. All right, so my opponent goes first, which of course is what most people will choose to do. So I will put. I'm going second, so. All right, I'm going to go odd. I'm going to throw up Shadow Rider. I'm feeling. All right, that's not great. Well, maybe better though, because they're probably not going to knock out my Ice Rider turn 2. I was thinking, hey, maybe it's a Mew deck, and I can stop them from playing. All right, so that's not great. Dragonite V, not good. It has 250 damage, so it can blow away a lot of Pokemon. One shot does some big damage there. So we'll see. So Lost Zone, a very common Lost Zone build. A good deck, a better deck than I'm playing. Is this the best Lost Zone deck build? Don't know. Is Lost Zone the best deck and format in some construction? Probably, right? It's pretty brutal. The deck doesn't play Manaphy, so the problem is my Ralts and Kirlias are just going to get wiped out, probably. And that's what's going to kill me, right? Radiant Greninja's brutal against these type of opponents. Ralts. So I'm going to have to attach Forest Seal Stone here. Ralts. I think I'll put down. Yeah, I'll put down 3 Ralts. What's the Shadow Rider situation here? All right, so one of the Vmaxes is prized. That's okay. And I research. All right, so no energy. That's pretty stinky, actually. And it's not a good turn 1. I guess I put Radiant Tsareena down. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't have both Vmaxes, right? So the question now, do I want to get some energy in play? I have my V-Star Power. What do they have? 3. I'm going to end turn. the question I was running through my mind, do I use Forest Seal Stone, right? The problem is, the risk is I might get knocked out this turn. If I get knocked out, my V gets knocked out, that's bad. All right, I didn't get any energy into play. And they obviously might get Dragonite to attack. Dragonite will one-shot me. So now I'm probably going to lose. So I probably made too big of a risk there. So they're probably going to use Dragonite V now to take me out, to take out my V in the active. That if they do that, though, it does leave my Ralts, which I do like that. So they're going to get rid of my Forest Seal Stone. Oh, they didn't get rid of that, huh? Oh, they wanted another card. They wanted to get rid of their own cards. So, okay. And they had used their V-Star power. So now they're one away from getting to 10, which, of course, is a very nice number for them. All right, well, that was good. That's what I'll say. That was good. All right, so I hate to lose the Gallade. I will say that. So I think I want to dig a little, see what I can get going here. I don't need Nest Ball. I have a full bench. What do I want to get in play here, right? That's kind of part of my thought process now, too. I guess I'm going to... Do I want to get a Shadow Rider down? Or a Ralts? Or another Ralts down? I'll get a Shadow Rider down because there's less outs to Shadow Rider. I'm going to go on the bench, and then I'm going to search for a boss. I only need 1 energy to retreat, right, because of Beach Court. So, and I might be able to Rare Candy into a... let's see, I have 2 Rare Candy into like a Gardevoir. I mean, I have to get energy in the discard, or I just need to accelerate 1 to the active. So, I mean, I have no energy in play, so it's not good. I could have accelerated energy last turn. I wouldn't have had research this turn. Well, this is pretty rotten. I'm going to say this is rotten. So, at this point, wow, that's really bad. I'm going to end turn. I was trying to think, do I want to get the Shadow Rider out of there or not? But in some sense, I think sacrificing Shadow Rider might be my best play. I could have roped and sent up someone else. I mean, they would have sent up another Comfy, which doesn't matter to them. Obviously, I didn't hit a Kirlia or the ability to get another Kirlia into hand, because that would have been nice. So my opponent, they can knock out my active, but they're getting... See, Sableye is the bigger problem, which is what they're going to do here. And the Hawlucha helps too, right? 10 and 10. So now they're going to knock out both Ralts. So that's not a good feeling. And they're getting, wow, 10. So they're up to 12. So they can use... They probably don't play it, but they can access Thornton now if they play... oh, they needed 10, but now they're up to 12. So, I mean, they've just blasted through their deck. They should be set up pretty well. Could have sent up a Ralts also. I don't know. I'm in bad shape is what I'll say. I think it's pretty fair to say I'm in bad shape. So I'm down 2 prizes. They've got Dragonite V. Do I dare? I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to use Shadow Rider. So research. That's not terrible. Do I want to put down another Ralts? I don't know that I do. Do I? I think I just go with what I got here. Figuring Ralts is... I can't be... yeah, I'm going to make life difficult for them. So I'm going to accelerate. 1, 2, 3. So... No, I guess I need to research this guy away, right? I need to... Okay, so accelerate an energy through here. I could attack with my single prize or two. That's not the worst thing in the world, is it? It's not. At some point, no, I attack with my big dog. Attack with the big dog. I don't. At this point, he's not doing a lot of damage, but he's doing enough damage. That's the beauty of this, right? Enough damage. I would have liked to have got my other Vmax going, because that'd be good. So I can retreat, send up Shadow Rider, right? At this point, I'm doing enough damage. I will accelerate by hand, attach by hand, not accelerate, just attach. I will heal. They're not going to knock out, I don't believe, my Vmax next turn. So I'm going to try to make them take, you know, like in this game, it's try to make them take 8 prizes, which they might be able to do, honestly. They might be able to boss and avoid the 8 prize game too, but make them take extra prizes. That's my plan. So Snorlax does 180 damage, so that way he sets me up to either finish me off after he hits me, or to set me up to be knocked out the next turn, right? Because he can't one-shot me, but he can certainly two-shot me. And we'll see what happens here. Again, the game, it's not a great matchup, I don't think, but you know, yeah, it makes me wonder, should I have not? I needed to get down the Ralts early, I think, so that was not a mistake. I think I've made the right plays to this point. The problem is I don't think I need to be able to one-shot the dragon. That's the thing. All right, so he's going to knock out. No, he can't knock out my Gardevoir, can he? So that's not horrible, right? Not horrible. Not good, mind you, but not horrible. So what's that look for? Do I have energy in hand still? Okay, I haven't used my... All right, so I'm going to attach to my other V. That's not terrible. All right, do I want to... All right, I don't really want to use this card. I just want to see what's there. So I do have Fog Crystal. I do have energy. Right now, I need another energy to be able to retreat. So this is not good. I don't think I can attack this turn. Right? I could have attached the active to attack. So I'll use Arven. They're going to knock out my Gardevoir. I can't get him out of there, though. Right? They're going to promise they're going to knock me out, period, right? So I don't think there's much of any way I don't just lose the game, right? Oh, wait. I can get out. Right? That's right. I can attach my turn and make that play. So I will attack. I will right now. I will accelerate energy because that's what you got to do in these games, right? Oh, that was dumb. Wasn't it? Oh, yeah, that was dumb. All right, I need to attach and attach, right? That was a definite misplay, right? I needed to, use, I picked the wrong Pokemon. I meant to use Gardevoir. I was thinking Gardevoir, but that's not what I actually did, right? So what do I have for trainers? Do I have... All right, so I'm going to get a boss. I guess I just get 2 bosses, right? They still have a nice engine, so I think boss to control the game is my play. And I'll bump their stadium. Might make their life a little bit more difficult. So anyway, so this video, so obviously this video's gotten very long. 2 games that have taken a decent amount of time here. So anyway, putting a little damage on their Snorlax there. So, but that's okay, you know. But this Shadow Rider gives them 3 prizes. So there's worse things in the world than that. I don't want to. I just want to smack into them. I'll take 2 prizes. I can't imagine I'm going to win, though, because I'm still well behind the prize trade here. I don't have access to a supporter here. Not really good. But anyway. I mean, I guess I could have retreated out of the active, but I think... all right, so Shadow Rider Vmax is a nice play there. It's a nice card to get for sure, because I'll send up the Shadow Rider without damage and see what happens from there. All right, so they're Raihaning, Sableye, yeah, which isn't good, but you know I'm in trouble, right? Because they're gonna finish off my Shadow Rider and put some serious hurt into my Gardevoir, and then they can just finish me off with a Sableye next turn. All right, that's one of the things they could do. But that is life, right? And I imagine that's going to go on Gardevoir. I can heal Gardevoir some, but I can't heal Gardevoir enough. So, you know, I have another. So if they can get Sableye into play next turn, they win. There's a number of plays. I could boss, but no, boss doesn't make sense because Gardevoir gives them. I mean, the Sableye gives them game next turn, so I need to take out Sableye. Period. If they take out Gardevoir, I lose. If they take out anything, I lose. So, boss, I lose. I probably lose this turn, right? They have. All right, so setting up Comfy. So I assume they must have a Beach Court or some way to get free retreat. Right, so they get Clara back. Oh, that's true. Snorlax doesn't have free retreat either. It's a retreat cost of 4. So even though they have 3 energy on it, it doesn't get them there. So they need energy. They need a switch card. And they switch card, and that gives them game. So good game to my opponent. I will let them take the prizes here. No reason not to. But, you know, went 2 out of 3. Was in competitively in this game, too. Which actually, considering the matchup, it's a rough matchup for sure. Their deck is better, period. The Kirlias just get eaten alive in the matchup, and therefore I didn't want to bench another Kirlia because I was down to 1 prize there, right? So I think I was right. I mean, not benching another Ralts, right? Because I needed them because that last prize card was meaningful in that game. So anyway, so I do think the deck is better than it was. It's a bit of an odd build still. There's other ways to go, but it's not a terrible way to play the deck. So you can take a look at the list and give it a try if you want. Take care.